Welcome back, guys, to the Orlando Huskies franchise. It is week 10 of season 6, and currently the Huskies are on a bye. A much needed bye, especially with due to our injuries right now. As Rosenberg's out for 3 weeks, Jason's out for 3 weeks, Josh is out for the season. We did just get Pat McClendon back from injury, gives Dion Werner another and Wilson another week to heal up from their injuries during the game. But so right now we are tied with the Broncos for first in the division. They have the lead due to division record, but tied with them right now is a huge mark. This week we're just gonna go over some player negotiations, some stats, the awards, go over everything like that, and then we'll be on our way to Kansas City, trying to get a win there. But right now we'll go over negotiations as we have a lot of players to negotiate with. A lot of players. Darrell White and Vigil Hatcher will definitely be accepting both of those fifth-year options. I can guarantee it right now. But right now, our main focus is re-signing Javon Young. We've been in battles with him, and it's been up and down. And he doesn't think that's enough for him, but Pat McClendon, he's expensive. He wants around 7 a year. And that's a tough bargain for Pat. Shane, also another one, very expensive, 15 a year. And he said he'll start might bring back the offers reconsider after that one. Tyree Givens is another one. I was up in the air about bringing him back, but maybe a 1 year deal would be better. Possibly even a 2 year. But he might be one where we sign at the end of the season. Travis McCain, Daniel Fernandez. These two I want back, but they're expensive. Same with Justin Martinez, and somebody is gonna have to go, which is very unfortunate. Somebody is definitely gonna have to go. Justin's having a career year, but $7 million a year is very expensive. He's having a career year though. Connor Kelly also wants a lot of money. I feel like we could get Connor back in free agency for cheaper. As a couple of these backups, Cunningham, Franklin, Kirkpatrick, are all probably going to have to go. As we'll see what Hoskins likes. And for a year for Hoskins, he's been solid for us, but it's just too expensive. As we could offer James Aldridge a 2 year deal. So we have about 20 million left in cap space. So we're going to have to figure something out here to try and re-sign a bunch of these players. If not, the roster is going to be depleted next year. And probably isn't going to be a big free agency year for the Huskies either. But stats, we'll look over some of these stats right now. Before Josh's injury, outside of the picks, he was having an incredible season. 1,800 yards, 16 touchdowns, did have the 9 picks, a 63% completion percentage, 103.5 passer rating, was averaging about 10 yards per pass. Tyree Givens has 301 yards, 21 of 31, 1 pick, or 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 67% completion percentage, 82.8 passer rating, same average yards per attempt. As the rushing game has gone to a new level this season. And it's not just Drew Stevens, because he's having a really nice season with 106 carries, 562 yards, and 6 touchdowns. But it's the backups as well. Amir Haskins over 100 yards on 15 carries. Sutherland nearing 100 yards. Josh was nearing 100. Givens is going to go over 100 soon. And now we got Isaiah Flynn coming into the mix. The running game has really taken off this year, and we're excited for that. Using some of these speedy backs that we have. As receiving, Hunter leads the team in catches and yards once again. 40 catches, 568 yards, 4 touchdowns. Damian right behind him, 32 catches, 490 yards, 6 touchdowns on the year. Jason Blacklock, very unfortunate he hasn't played more. 17 catches, 282 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Was having an amazing start to this season and probably would be leading the team in yards if he never got hurt right now. Kylo, 15 catches, 272 yards, and a touchdown. He's starting to pick it up with the injury to Jason. Connor Kelly's 12 catches, 213 yards, 2 touchdowns. These two are more of a deep threat type of players, and they're really living up to that this season. Some explosions, explosive plays. And then Peterson has kind of stepped it up as well with the loss of Blacklock. 12 catches, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's pretty much it for the receiving game, but have to see how they continue to go with Givens as the quarterback. But blocking so far, Frank Webster leads the team in sacks allowed with 5. Brian Thomas 4. Daniel Fernandez 3. Wilson with 2. Deion Werner with 1. And he's having a really nice season in year 11. As a whole offensive line is for majority of the part. Would like Frank's and Brian's to be closer to 3, but their O-line is having a really nice season. And Justin Martinez leading the team in tackles with 58. Shane right behind them with 45. Darrell White 43. 34 for Dillon. 32 for Gage. 31 for Young. 24 for Stain. 17 for CJ. 15 for McMillan. 12 for Caden. 11 for Huffman and Rosenberg. And then the rest down here. It's tackles for loss. Vigil Hatcher leads the team with 7. Caden with 6. CJ with 5. Larry Sims with 4. Justin and Darrell both with 3. Bishop with 2. Same with Travis McCain with 2 as well. And 1 for Shane, Dillon, Gage, Stan, Huffman, Kirkpatrick, Grimes, and Pat McClandon. And 5 sacks for Caden leads the team. He's having a really nice season so far. 3.5 for Vigil, 2 for Sims, 1 for White, McCain, Kirkpatrick, Grimes, and McClandon, and a half a sack for CJ. As we're still waiting for him to really explode here. As Dillon and Stan both 5 picks on the season. Gage with 2, same with Javon Young 2, Shane with 1. As Dillon, Gage, and Young all with 2 pass deflections, 1 for Stan, Shane, and Justin Martinez. Forced fumbles, haven't forced a lot this year. Shane and Darrell both with 1, but we recovered both of those actually. Shane recovered 1, and Miles McMillan recovered 1. As the defense has really stepped it up this season. As we'll check out some of the awards. No Huskies in the MVP conversation. Coach Paul is down there at number 8 for Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year, no Huskies. Defensive Player of the Year, we got 2. Dillon at 3, Steven at 4. And I think they could go even higher on this list. One of them potentially winning it with how they're playing right now. No Offensive Rookie of the Year. No Defensive Rookie of the Year. No Best QB, as Josh would definitely probably be on this list if he wasn't injured right now. Drew Stevens, number 5 for Best Running Back. No Best Receiver. No Best Offensive Line either. No Best D-Line. But Caden is in there at number 8 for Best Linebacker, which is nice to see. Best DB, Dillon and Stain, both 1 and 2 right there. No other Huskies. And Stamy Leak, number 4 for Best Kicker. Somebody I do want to check on is Tavon Johnson on the Bears. Traded him away And I want to see how he's doing. 45 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 4 pass deflections, no sacks, no picks, no forced fumbles. Compared to Justin, who's really replaced him, even Darrell White, I would think both of them are having just as good, if not a better season so far. So I think it was a win-win trade, especially with Wilson playing as good as he has been. But now we'll check out some of the team stat numbers. Total offensive yards, Huskies in the top 10. Pretty high up there. Passing yards, Huskies are also top 10. Really nice to see that. And rushing yards. Looks like we might be even top 10 for that. As might be just outside of the top 10 for rushing yards, but offense playing really nice, averaging 25.7 yards per or points per game, which is top 5 in the league. Passing touchdowns tied for 4th with a bunch of teams right now. Rushing touchdowns about midway through the pack. Now defensively, total defense or total yards allowed. Looks like we're closer to the top of that list. And it looks like we're just outside of the top 10 in total yards allowed. Passing yards. Looks like we're towards the bottom, but still an improvement as we're not dead last, but rushing yards second best in the league, and that's a sign we really like to see as we've been gassed by the run a lot. And points allowed, we've also taken a huge step with that as well, as we're closer to the top of that list, just outside the top 10 for points allowed. QB sacks, as this number I'd like for it to get higher, is we're towards the bottom with 16. Forced fumbles, only 2 on the season, tied with a bunch of teams fourth in the league. Interceptions first in the league with 15, and that's been something we've been great at for the past couple seasons, taking the ball away. And it continues once again this season. As third down conversion, we are 3rd in the league on offense. And 4th down, we don't go for it a ton on 4th down, but looks like we're about middle of the pack here, as we haven't gone for 2 points yet. Red zone efficiency. Offensively, looks like we're bottom of the league. Yeah, we are, with only 51% of our red zone attempts leading the touchdown, or points, I should say. Defensively, we are best in the league, and that is a great sign as well. Best in the league defensively at allowing red zone touchdowns. That's a really good sign, as we'll check out the turnover differential. As the Huskies are at 0 right now, which is fine. Have a lot of picks on offense, but have a lot of picks on defense as well. We're going to have to cut down on the turnovers this season if we're going to want to make a run. One thing I'm going to do, I'm going to check the trade block. I lied. I missed the trade deadline. I forgot it was last week. I meant to do that. But that's all right. We'll take a quick look at the team here heading into week 11 when we go to Kansas City, as led by Tyree Givens. Peterson will take on that role that Jason had. We'll see a lot of Kylo, Connor as well. Probably a lot of Jamal as well. As the offensive line looks to be getting better. Could see some change in it next season, especially with the cap situation, how it is. But then defensively, really looking for this guy right here, CJ Hunter, to come off and have an explosive second half of this season. And if he can do that, the sky's the limit for this defense right now. Also looking for these two, Bishop and Kitchen, even McCain a little bit, to step up when they're in more. And That's really it. I think the defense, especially the DBs, have been playing really well this season and just need the D line to stay healthy. And CJ Hunter, calling out that man right there. Can he pop off in the second half and really take this team to the next level defensively? We've been waiting for it. He was the number one overall pick 6 seasons ago, and he still hasn't lived up to the hype. We'll see if he can in week 11. Hopefully, he has a great second half of the season, and I'll see y'all then. Peace.